Imagine this. You're half awake at dawn, lying so still you can hear small creaks in the walls. Your mind is drifting toward the day's first worry, an email you dread, a lingering ache. When your hand absently slides behind your neck, 2 inches below the skull, your fingertips find a hollow you've never truly noticed. On impulse, you press, light as a moth landing. A breath slips out, warmer than usual, and in that single out-breath, the familiar static of morning thought goes quiet. For one suspended second, you experience a hush on so complete it feels like the moment before music starts, yet nothing external has changed. The ceiling remains the ceiling. The to-do list still hums on your phone, but something beneath your skin has switched on, and everything you label stress lies on the other side of a newly opened door. If even a sliver of that picture stirs curiosity, stay close, because by the end of our time together, you'll know exactly how to find that hollow, why ancient cultures treated it like the body's private chapel, and most importantly, how to open it in a way that steadies your nervous system, sharpens intuition, and uncorks creativity you forgot you had. No special chair, no chanting, no 20-year guru path, just awareness, breath, and the gentlest touch you can imagine. And there's a twist most tutorials skip. Once you open this door, it starts opening you. Old autopilots don't fit the same. I'll show you how to ride that expansion without drowning in it. Because the first waves can feel like both sunrise and storm. Breathe with me. Slow in, slower out. Feel the tongue rest heavy behind your lower teeth. Good. Now picture a parchment map unrolling across a stone table. Along its edges sit 4 ancient cartographers, an Egyptian priest carving the eye of the nape, a Chinese physician mapping the Feng Fu Palace of Wind, a Tibetan hermit speaking of the sky valve, and a tantric sage tracing the Bindu drop of ecstasy. Different languages, different centuries, same X marks the spot, the juncture where head meets spine. How did cultures divided by deserts and oceans identify the identical gateway? They didn't collaborate on TikTok. They explored the single terrain every human carries: flesh, bone, breath, pulse. They trusted sensation more than microscope, silence more than doctrine. Fast forward to a Boston neurology lab, 2024. Researchers place low-frequency transcranial ultrasound, yes, sound, on volunteers' suboccipital ridge. EEG reveals alpha waves rising, heart rate variability smoothing, subjects reporting visions of color behind closed eyes. The study is still preliminary, but the takeaway is loud. Gentle stimulation of this zone modulates the autonomic nervous system, the same switchboard that manages fight or flight. Western science, meet Eastern lore. You're late to the party, but welcome. Yet knowing trivia doesn't kindle transformation. Knowing is a seed. Practice is sun and water. So let's practice. Right now, softly. You might be on a bus, at a desk, hiding from household noise, no matter. Straighten the line of your spine by 1 gentle millimeter. Not enough to look odd, just enough to feel airborne. Tuck the chin as though nodding to a secret. Slide your dominant hand, index, middle, or thumb, choose what feels intuitive, into the valley under the skull bumps. Press inward and slightly upward, feather-light. Imagine saying hello to a shy animal in its burrow. Close your eyes if safe. Inhale 4 counts. Hold 2. Exhale 6, as though emptying a flute of stale air. Pause. Notice. For many, heat blooms under the finger pad, or a faint pulse begins drumming. Some feel a spreading gooseflesh across shoulders. Others, a surprising heaviness in the legs, as if gravity just increased by kindness rather than weight. And some feel nothing but a subtle hush, as though somebody, somewhere, dimmed the fluorescent lights. Sensation is not a test you pass or fail. It's weather. Day 1 might be overcast. Day 2, cloud break. Keep touching. Weather changes. Why does such a small gesture ripple so far? Picture 3 superhighways converging at a single toll booth. 1. The spinal cord's ascending sensory fibers. The vagus nerve's parasympathetic branch. The brainstem's locus coeruleus, factory of alertness chemicals. Press the doorway and you wake all 3, like flipping mainbreakers in a dark house. Electricity surges and rooms you forgot you owned light up. In mystical terms, that light is prana, chi, ruach, pneuma. Choose a vocabulary. Physiology or poetry, same current. But there's an unwritten clause. Open the house and the basement lights turn on too. Shadows of half-finished emotions, boxed up memories, fears embalmed in logic, these stir awake. The first impulse is to slam the breaker back off. That's why secret lineages issued warnings, called it a test, guarded the map. Not because the practice is dangerous, but because courage is required to integrate what surfaces. Consider it cosmic recall. The moment you remember more of who you are, you must also remember the parts you hid. Here's the rule. Nothing returns to crush you. It returns to be reintegrated. Treat emergent discomfort like a lost child finally home. Offer it breath, presence, maybe journal lines. Watch it settle, then dissolve into useful energy. Let's ground this with story. Elias, software architect, 38, wrote me last January. Chronic neck tension, racing mind, zero dream recall for years. He added the gateway touch, 10 seconds at waking, 10 at lunch, 10 before sleep. Week 1. Headaches intensified, childhood flashbacks of a strict piano teacher surfaced. He nearly quit. Week 2. Tension began to pulse out the fingertips during each press, leaving shoulders lighter. He dreamt vividly for the first time in a decade, a dream of standing on stage, playing piano with joy instead of fear. Week 4. He coded a fix for a bug that stumped him 3 months, said the idea arrived like a full page downloaded in 1 second the moment he pressed the spot. Coincidence? Maybe. But the pattern repeats across dozens of letters. When the body's door opens, dormant files resume download. Still, practice needs structure. Let me share a 5-touch rhythm that's carried mystics and office workers alike. Dawn whisper. Before scrolling anything, fingertip at the hollow, inhale a word you need. Steadiness, courage, tenderness. Exhale the word like a stone dropped in a pond. Triple anchor. Choose 3 transition moments. Coffee finished, lunch break, after work shoes off. Touch, breathe, release. 10 seconds resets stress hormones before they snowball. Creative spark. Just before a project. Hold the spot, visualize a trapdoor opening at crown and ideas pouring in. Science calls it cross-hemisphere synchrony. Artists call it flow. Emotional medicine. When triggered, don't argue with the trigger. Hand to gateway, sigh out. Picture tension sliding down vertebrae like ice melting. Only then respond. Sleep portal. Last act before darkness. Gentle touch, slow exhale, silent intent. Repair me, reveal me. Gateway becomes backstage door to lucid dreaming or deep delta repair. Repeat for 1 lunar cycle. Mark small shifts. An unexpected calm in traffic, a creative solution mid-shower, a memory resurfacing, then dissolving without sting. The mundane will carry your proof. But what about dangers? Can opening the door flood you with too much energy? Rare yet possible if forced. Rule of thumb. Pressure stays comfortable, breath stays smooth, daily life continues functional. If after touching you feel dizzy, reduce duration or lie down, drink water, move the body, walk, shake, stretch. Energy likes motion. Think of it like adjusting a dimmer switch, not flipping stadium lights in a blackout. Ready for a deeper dive? Pair the neck gate with heart drum coherence. HeartMath researchers found the heart's electromagnetic field up to 60 times stronger electrically than the brain's, and thousands of times stronger magnetically. When neck gate is the fuse box, heart drum is the central generator. Activate both and signals broadcast across rooms. Moods entrain, conversations flow, synchronicity becomes Tuesday. I have a full tutorial waiting. The card will appear when we finish here. But before relinking, let's practice again. This time layering heart and throat. Hand on chest, middle of sternum. Breathe in through nose 4 counts. Feel chest expand. Hold. Move other hand behind neck, thumb or middle finger on the hollow. Exhale through mouth 6 counts, allowing shoulders to melt. Do this 3 cycles. Feel any resonance? Some experience chest warmth. Meeting nape tingles in a loop. That loop is literal electricity, zipped along fascia and nerve. 2 instruments tuning to the same note. Now, eyes closed, imagine someone you love standing before you. Could be a friend, pet, mentor, even future self. On inhale, send them thanks. On exhale, press the gateway gently, sending energy upward like a signal flare. Notice any emotion shift, softening, tear sting, subtle grin. Emotional frequencies ride bodily circuits. You're proving it to yourself right now. All right, let's descend from clouds into integration stories. Amira, 29, illustrator, gateway practice plus heart breathing led to spontaneous surrender of coffee addiction. She says days feel like mornings after thunderstorm. Clean. Dimitri, 47, firefighter, uses triple anchor during long shifts, reports quicker recovery post-adrenaline dump, fewer back spasms. Serafina, 61, retired teacher, sleep portal routine, reignited vivid dreams of childhood orchard, now painting again after decades. She signs emails, surprised to be new again. Collect stories. Be your own next entry. But caution, don't evangelize before embodying. Early enthusiasm can sound bossy. Instead, live the calm. People feel coherence the way plants feel sun. They'll ask what changed. Then you share gateway wisdom, not as guru, but as fellow traveler pointing to a door everyone already carries. Speaking of fellow travel, let's address the elephant. What if nothing happens when I press? 2 possibilities. First, numbness from chronic tension, muscles armored, energy traffic jam. Remedy: warm compress, neck rolls, magnesium bath, then retry. Second, attention scattered, thinking about result instead of sensation. Remedy: focus on breath cadence. Imagine breath is liquid dye filling valley under your thumb. Give it a week. Doors sealed for years sometimes need multiple knocks. 1 more guided moment. Sit tall. Visualize ancient Egypt's desert dawn. A priest touches the eye of the nape of a novice, kneeling before a limestone altar. Silver sunrise paints both figures. Hear the desert wind. Feel sand grains on skin. Now replace the novice with yourself, modern clothes and all. The priest's finger morphs into your own. The altar dissolves into your daily life. The symbolism is clear. You are both guide and initiate, sacred and practical. Time traveler in a body. Press breathe. Accept the mantle. Now, before we close, listen inward. What 1 word names the quality you most crave this month? Balance, ignition, forgiveness, abundance, ease. Whisper it into the hollow behind your skull with your next exhale. Let the word echo down spine like a pebble dropped in a well. No splash, just ripples rebounding. If what you felt tonight moved even a single cell of curiosity, honor that movement. Tap the thumbnail on screen titled Your Heart's 60-Fold Power Signal. In that session, we amplify tonight's doorway by turning the entire chest into a resonant drum, science, myth, micro-practices included. Carry the momentum while your body still hums. Leave a comment with your single word. Fellow travelers will recognize the language. Subscribe if you haven't. This channel is becoming a map, one video at a time. Neck gate, heart drum, solar plexus compass, crown antenna. Together, they trace the atlas of your inner cosmos. Remember, power is not earned, it's remembered. The key was and is a gentle touch away. May your fingertips never forget the path home.